The cost of international shipping is almost always higher than people expect, and the value of used belongings is almost always lower than people think. That gap is where most people make their biggest moving mistakes. They ship things that cost more to send than they are actually worth on the other end. This is video 11 in a complete guide to moving abroad, and every decision covered here is filtered through one core principle: run the numbers before you run your emotions. Every item you consider shipping needs to pass a simple financial test before it earns a spot in that container. Furniture is usually the most emotionally loaded category. You bought it, you love it, it feels like home. Here's the reality. Furniture is extremely expensive to ship internationally because it is heavy and bulky, and shipping costs are driven by both weight and volume. A full container shipment from the United States to Europe can easily run between $5,000 and $10,000 depending on the route and service used. If you are only filling a portion of a container, you will typically use what is called a less than container load service, meaning your belongings share space with other shipments. That is cheaper, but still not cheap. The honest advice is to sell most of your furniture before you leave, unless it holds serious sentimental value or is genuinely expensive to replace. Flat pack furniture from budget retailers is almost never worth shipping. Mid-range furniture is borderline. Truly high quality, solid wood, custom, or antique pieces might absolutely justify the cost. Get a shipping quote, check what equivalent furniture costs at your destination, and make the decision with numbers, not feelings. Vehicles are where people really struggle. Shipping a car internationally is possible and done all the time, but it comes with layers of complexity most people do not anticipate. The shipping cost itself typically ranges from $1,000 to $5,000 depending on origin, destination, and method. You can ship a car in a shared container or through what is called a roll-on roll-off service, where vehicles are driven directly onto a ship, but the shipping cost is honestly the smaller part of the equation. The bigger issues are import duties, compliance requirements, and registration. Many countries charge significant import taxes on foreign vehicles, sometimes as high as 50 to 100% of the vehicle's value. Beyond taxes, your car may need modifications to meet local safety or emission standards, and those modifications can be costly. Some countries make importing a personal vehicle so difficult and expensive that it simply does not make financial sense. Research your specific destination country thoroughly, speak with an international shipping broker, and get a full cost breakdown including duties and compliance. Then compare that total against what your car would sell for at home versus what an equivalent vehicle costs where you are going. Personal belongings are where the calculation starts to shift more in your favor. Clothing, books, kitchen items, electronics, personal collections, sentimental items, art, and professional tools often make sense to bring because replacing them carries both a financial and emotional cost. Your specific wardrobe, your professional equipment, your children's toys, and keepsakes carry real value that cannot be easily priced. For personal belongings, the main decision is how to get them there. International air freight is fast but expensive. Sea freight is slower but dramatically cheaper for larger volumes. If you have less than a suitcase or two worth of extra items beyond checked luggage, paying airline excess baggage fees or shipping boxes through an international courier service may be the simplest path. For a significant volume of personal belongings, sea freight through a less than container load service becomes the smart play. One thing people consistently underestimate is the customs paperwork involved. Most countries have provisions for what is called an unaccompanied baggage or personal effects shipment, which may allow you to import belongings duty-free if you follow the correct process. Work with an experienced international shipping company that handles relocation shipments specifically, not just general cargo. Here's the bottom line framework you can apply to everything. Ask yourself 3 questions. First, what does it cost to ship it, including all fees, duties, and insurance? Second, what would it cost to replace it in your destination country? Third, does it carry sentimental or practical value that cannot be replicated? If shipping costs less than replacing it and it matters to you, ship it. If shipping costs more than replacing it and the sentimental value is low, sell it or donate it before you leave. The people who move internationally most successfully treat this like a business decision rather than an emotional one. They do the math, ask the hard questions, and arrive in their new country without dragging financial anchors they do not need. Next, we are covering how to manage your finances across 2 countries during an international move, because that is a whole other level of complexity nobody warns you about.